In the top stories, 4 confirmed dead in New Guinea crash. Argentina accuses Venezuela of harassment over asylum seekers, and Biden grants historic clemency, commutes 1,500 sentences, and issues 39 pardons. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Thursday, December 12th, 2024. I'm Scotticia Hendrickson. Nationally, the death toll following the tragic accident in the New Guinea area on Wednesday has increased to 4. This was confirmed by the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force early on Thursday. The collision occurred between 7 and 8 a.m., involving a silver passenger bus marked Soloflex and a black CRV Jeep. The impact sent 2 passengers from the bus over the hillside, with at least 1 individual reportedly dying instantly. Emergency response teams, including members of the Coast Guard, Emergency Medical Services, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services, were on scene assisting with rescue and recovery efforts when ZIZ News arrived. According to eyewitness accounts, 1 passenger, a woman, was ejected from the bus and flung over the hillside into the sea. Rescuers described her injuries as critical. The identities of the deceased and the nature of the injuries sustained by others involved in the crash remain unknown at this time. The accident has sparked widespread concern, with many citizens taking to social media to call for greater caution on the nation's roadways. In the wake of this tragedy, the National Counseling Center has urged members of the public to seek support if needed. They can be reached at 869-662-8086 or 869-465-5000. The police investigation into the incident is ongoing. The Citizen Security Secretariat has expressed deep sorrow over the recent spate of fatal traffic accidents in St. Kitts and Nevis, which have claimed several lives and left others seriously injured. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the Secretariat said these tragic incidents, occurring within days of each other, underscore the critical need for heightened vigilance on the roads, especially as the festive season approaches. The Secretariat extended its condolences to the bereaved families, friends, and communities affected by these tragedies. Quote, "Our thoughts and support are with all those impacted during this difficult time," said Eartha Carey, coordinator of the Citizen Security Secretariat. With the increased road traffic expected during Sugar Mass and Christmas celebrations, the Secretariat is appealing to all road users to prioritize safety and responsibility. Quote, "Road safety is a shared responsibility. We must remain vigilant and make conscious decisions while driving," Carey emphasized, while highlighting several key behaviors to reduce the risk of accidents. These include avoiding alcohol and substances that impair driving ability, adhering to speed limits and adjust to road conditions, refraining from using mobile phones and engaging in other distractions, ensuring adequate rest before driving, and always wearing a seatbelt, and ensure passengers do the same. Drivers are urged to exercise additional caution during the busy holiday period. Quote, "While this festive season is a time for joy, it's essential to celebrate responsibly. Lives are priceless, and our actions behind the wheel can have lasting consequences," Carey added. The Secretariat reiterated that road safety requires collective effort. By adhering to traffic laws, staying alert, and avoiding risk factors, the community can work together to prevent further accidents and tragedy. Stay safe, stay responsible. In other news, dancehall sensation Byron Messiah, a proud national of St. Kitts and Nevis, has seen his chart-topping Taliban hit removed from YouTube following a copyright claim by fellow artist Jeffrey Grant better known as Jeff Fully Auto. The dispute has sparked widespread discussion about copyright issues and the complexities of music ownership in the digital age. In a formal notice to Messiah's channel, YouTube confirmed the removal. The claim centers on allegations that Taliban incorporates unauthorized elements of Jeff Fully Auto's track Big Guns. Under YouTube's copyright policy, Messiah has 7 days to negotiate with Grant before the removal becomes permanent, potentially resulting in a copyright strike against his channel. The YouTube notice also noted Jeff Fully Auto's apparent willingness to resolve the issue, as it further stated, Jeffrey Grant, aka Jeff Fully Auto, wants to give you an opportunity to resolve your copyright issue before your video is removed and a copyright strike is applied. Taliban has been a groundbreaking success for Byron Messiah, amassing millions of streams and becoming a global anthem to the dancehall genre. Fans, deeply invested in the song's fate, have taken to social media to urge the artist to settle the dispute and restore the track to its platform. This situation highlights ongoing challenges in the music industry and serves as a reminder of the importance of clear intellectual property agreements in music production. In regional news, Argentina has accused Venezuela of harassing 6 opposition members sheltering in its diplomatic compound in Caracas since March to avoid arrest. Foreign Minister Gerardo Werhan claims the Venezuelan government is using tactics like cutting water, electricity, and restricting food to pressure the group. The asylum seekers, including opposition leader Maria Corina Machado's campaign staff, face arrest warrants accusing them of inciting violence. Argentina has urged the Organization of American States, or OAS, to pressure Venezuela to grant safe passage for their departure. Venezuelan officials denied the accusations, claiming them a farce. However, Argentina alleges violations of international asylum laws and urges action from regional leaders. The U.S. and other OAS members have echoed Argentina's call, condemning politically motivated arrests and urging Maduro's government to ensure safe passage of those in the embassy. In other regional news, Haiti's main international airport in Port-au-Prince reopened Wednesday, a month after gangs opened fire on planes, forcing its closure for the second time this year. Soldiers and police, bolstered by a UN-backed Kenyan-led mission, increased security, allowing a successful test flight. Despite the reopening, no flights or passengers were seen, and checkpoints were heavily guarded. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration extended its ban on flights to Port-au-Prince until March 12th, citing safety concerns. The airport had closed in mid-November after gangs targeted planes, injuring a Spirit Airlines crew member. Spirit, JetBlue, and American Airlines have since suspended flights to Haiti indefinitely. Gangs control 85% of Port-au-Prince, making travel to Cap Haitien the only other operational international airport dangerous. Many have turned to costly private flights for safety. Haiti's escalating violence had led to over 5,000 deaths this year, forcing aid groups like Doctors Without Borders to suspend and partially resume operations in Port-au-Prince. Meanwhile, recent massacres highlight the ongoing instability gripping the nation. In international news, President Joe Biden has commuted the sentences of 1,500 individuals who were released to home confinement during the COVID-19 pandemic and pardoned 39 Americans convicted of nonviolent crimes, making the largest single-day act of clemency in modern U.S. history. The commutations apply to those who have served at least 1 year under home confinement, many of whom were initially released to reduce COVID-19 spread in overcrowded prisons. In a recent statement, Biden emphasized the value of second chances, saying, America was built on the promise of possibility and second chances. Among those pardoned are a decorated military veteran, a doctoral student, and a church deacon. Biden's actions reflect his ongoing efforts to address criminal injustice disparities, particularly for non-violent offenses. This move follows Biden's prior clemency measures, including pardons for simple marijuana possession and for service members convicted under the military's former ban on consensual gay sex. Advocacy groups continue to push for further reforms, particularly on federal death row cases. In other international news, a Chinese-operated gold mine is threatening the Okapi Wildlife Reserve, a UNESCO World Life Heritage Site in eastern Congo. The reserve, home to 15% of the world's remaining okapis, has seen its boundaries reduced, allowing mining operations to enter its protected forests. The Okapi Reserve, part of the Congo Basin rainforest, faces growing threats from deforestation, wildlife trafficking, and now semi-industrial mining. Local residents and conservationists warn that mining is polluting rivers, destroying trees, and increasing poaching, further endangering the ecosystem. Kimia Mining Investment, the company behind the mine, claims to have valid permits until 2048. However, environmental groups argue that these permits were based on inaccurate maps that include key areas of the reserve. A government memo recently acknowledged boundary errors and called for a halt to mining in the area, though no enforcement timeline has been set. Satellite images show significant expansion of the Muchacha mine since 2016, and experts say reducing the reserve's boundaries without UNESCO approval violates international protocols. Advocacy groups are urging swift action to restore the reserve's original borders before further damage occurs. And now for the weather. Present weather is fair skies. Winds are a moderate breeze of 13 miles per hour from the north-northeast. The temperature today is 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. Small craft operators should exercise caution. The weather forecast for today will be moisture and instability will move across the area, and this will likely increase the chance of showers across the area. Tonight is expected to be partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of passing showers. Sunset today will be at 5:39 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:32 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson.